Hello, and what I just played was an exercise that I've been practicing over the past couple of weeks, and it involves playing different subdivisions over a looping pattern of notes, and then taking that looping pattern of notes and playing your own kind of rhythms and phrases, kind of using it as a base for improvising. And if you like the sound of that and would like to learn how to play this, keep watching and I'll show you how. But before I begin, it's going to be assumed that you know what a triad is and you know what the intervals of a triad are. If you're not familiar with this concept, I'll leave a couple links down below, and you can check those out and learn more about triads and the intervals of a triad. So yeah, I'm quite excited about this exercise. I was inspired to do it after watching a video of Munir Hussein. And my apologies if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I'll leave the link down below. But I was watching this video, and yeah, it's just crazy fast, but I could hear that there was a looping pattern, and I could see it too, the way he was playing it. So I liked the sound of it, so I went ahead and I added it into Musento, and began to start to seriously work on it. And once I slowed it down, it started to sound like a kind of a classical kind of a thing to me, like something, maybe part of a Bach fugue or some type of classical exercise. I'm still not exactly sure where this progression comes from, but if anyone knows, please let me know, and I'll be sure to update it in the description there. Okay, so the progression, it's just major, minor, and diminished chords, and the chords are just triads. And what the pattern is on each triad is you start on the fifth, then the root, and then the third. And you play that sequence throughout every triad. There is one spot where we play the seventh root third instead of the fifth, but it's not a big deal. It falls right under your fingers, and it feels quite natural. And before I move on, that pattern of 5-1-3, play that over a jazz standard like Autumn Leaves, and you'll be amazed at how instantly your vocabulary is going to grow, and your ears are going to come alive, and it's really quite something. Fifth, root, third. Check it out. Okay, so let's go through the progression. And again, we're going fifth, root, third. So we start on a C chord. And look how nicely from the third of the C chord is going to go to the fifth of the G. Just a whole step, and all this voice leading happens throughout the song, and it's really nice, and it kind of gives it that flow and continuous movement. Again, we got a C chord to the G, to the D, here's our fifth of the D, D the root, the third, yeah, and then the D sharp diminished to the E minor. And that spot there, try to use your thumb to pivot. It's kind of a big jump there, but if you just use your thumb to kind of pivot, so you're going to release your grip with these fingers, keep your thumb kind of anchored, but then just pivot your thumb to get over there. So you're coming from the D, D sharp diminished, E minor. Got to hit that B of the E minor. And then here's our A, here's our D, here's a D sharp diminished to E minor. And here's the C major 7. There's the 7th, root, 3rd, to the G, to the B. And then we're going to go back and forth between D sharp diminished and A diminished. And then the loop starts again. So when you're practicing this, it kind of goes without saying that you should take it slow, but you might also want to break it up into 4 or 5 sections, like, that could be one section there, and then when you go back up, that's the next section. You come back down, make that another, and kind of look at it as groups and then bring them all together. What you're going to find, or what I've found, is that once you get the notes under the right hand and you get that pattern memorized, you can start to almost kind of separate yourself, and you can start to just play different rhythms and try to come up with different phrases. That kind of a thing. It's just more of a pulse. It doesn't really matter where one is anymore. It's kind of just a pulse you're playing on top of. And again, I think it's a great base to start exploring different rhythms and different phrasing. And it helps me get my improvising juices flowing. So I'd like to also point out that this kind of concept, of this way of practicing, can be used on endless number of patterns and chord progressions. It's this way of practicing can be very thorough, like playing slowly and exploring all the different subdivisions as you work your way up. And it's also I find it a creative way to practice as well. Like you start to hear new things, and it kind of pushes you towards the improvising side of things, and kind of encourages you to find your own voice and your own style. At least that's what I'm finding. I've added this exercise to my weekly practice routine, and I can see myself practicing this for quite some time to come. I'll definitely want to explore maybe getting into 7s and 8s, and again just using it as a base to come up with different phrases and rhythms, and use it to improvise over. Okay, so there you go. I hope you enjoy that, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.